You know what I should check to make sure I have enough space on this PC right now? Okay, I've got plenty. Why do I have so much? It's-
Did you factory reset after that? No, you didn't factory reset. You just
no,
went
no, no.
back a
I
few.
just went back a few weeks. Yeah, look, I've got 164 gigs right now. Do you know what I had yesterday? 18.
What's that?
So,
Hmm.
where are the extra 146 coming from?
Where the fuck are they coming from? Oh, by the way, for all of you who are joining us for the episode, welcome to Podcast by Podcast in the Morning with your hosts, Sergio and Adam. The only morning show that you can exclusively listen to at night.
You know, I thought the podcasts would last longer than this, but just because of that, I'm gonna have to tag out. We're done. Podcast is over now.
It's over.
We're
It's
done.
over. Okay, it's okay. I'll take that with a nod and a wink because you didn't say the safe word. So,
All right, I didn't.
so we're fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh man, that's really gonna pop back up at some point. It's gonna pop. One of us is gonna remember it. It's
Oh,
gonna be a very important podcast. We're gonna scream it at the top of our lungs, and we're gonna legally have to end it.
yeah, it's
It's
gonna
a
be a
binding
really,
contract.
it's gonna be a really intense moment, I think, for both of us because we're several podcasts in now, and that was a first episode reference. You
Yeah,
know what I
this.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, this is episode 5, I believe, right? Or 4? This is
goodness
episode
gracious,
5
I
or
think I
4.
thought it was 4.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, because
You know what it
episode
is?
three
I
was
think it is
episode
4.
three was
Yeah,
deleted,
but
and
we recorded 5.
so what happened? What happened, fellas, was we recorded a really, really good episode, and then it got deleted. So instead, we recorded a really sad, morose episode over it,
It's
uh,
what
to
a
really even
disappointment.
things out.
And I think I'm also a little thrown off because we're recording this the day before we normally record,
Oh
because
yeah,
not because we're ahead, but because we're almost a week behind, because of the late recording from the sad recording last week.
right, right, precisely. And we're doing it here at like 9 o'clock in the fucking morning,
Yeah,
at
it's
least
pretty
where
early.
I'm living. And I've got a ton of shit to do today, man. I'm a busy fucking boy today.
I've got plans today. I'm gonna leave my apartment for the first time in like 8 years. I don't
That's
actually
good
know
to
what the
hear.
outside world looks like anymore. So that'll be fun to
Right.
see. I'll probably take
Well,
a
make
peek
sure
and then go
to
back inside.
make sure to bring a long stick. The raving swarms of the undead, they aren't that much of a threat if you could keep them at a distance. So you just put the stick right up against their chest, and you could just kind of push them over. They're not really good at getting back up. So like as long as you don't get close enough to get bit or anything. I mean, you've seen a fucking zombie movie before. You've got the basics.
Yeah, but like, then why did I buy all of these guns? Oh, that's
Well,
right.
the
I'm
government.
crazy and I want to defend myself from the government and anybody who may enter my house. So I need an automatic
Right, right. And
AR-15. Yeah,
I
yeah.
would like to note that it was the government telling us to stop shooting the zombies on account of the cure they're working on. That'll take a little while. I think Pfizer's doing it.
I
Uh,
thought that was because they weren't actually zombies and were just shooting people. But
oh. Well, I guess yeah. Some people did get shot in the zombie. Some people just kind of like the zombies came out and they used it as an excuse to go over to their least favorite neighbor's house, and just like fuck it, execute them.
just really just blast them. Fuck you, Jim. Never gonna ruin my fucking barbecue again.
I'm tired of your vulgar jokes at my family occasions.
There are kids there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. It's I got a wedding Friday. I told you. I mean, I've been hyping up for this wedding for months, and now it's
Yeah,
happening.
it's happening. So,
Like,
how are they doing
hmm
this? Are they gonna do the classic thing where they don't see each other for a while before the wedding, or?
yeah. They're gonna do the thing where they like he still hasn't seen her in her wedding gown,
Mhm.
and they said they're gonna do it classic style. They're not even gonna text on the wedding day with each
Wow.
other.
That's
They're gonna
it's
use
gonna. What if
and
they
they're
really
gonna
need to know something? Did you
they're
leave the
gonna
stove? Like
entire
she's, like,
they're gonna entirely burden all of their friends and family with the communication between them.
he's gonna
So
run down the aisle screaming, "Did you leave the stove on?" She can't
yeah,
text him to find out. It's like, oh shit, I did.
I'll just write it into the ceremony. I'll be like, and you, Mickey, did you leave the stove on? Mickey, did you leave the stove on? Mickey, did you leave it on?
It's,
Also, would you take David to be your lawfully wedded husband in sickness
but
and
more
in health?
importantly, did you leave the stove on? Like,
Right, right. Yeah, that'll be a fucking killer ceremony. God knows her mom will gossip about that for decades to come.
is Mickey's
Jeez.
mom a gossiper?
Oh, Mickey's mom is she's something else. She
Oh,
is she is she's a human being who I've had disagreements with in the past,
you
and
you know somebody's just straight up like a shitty person when you're like, well, they're a human being. They breathe like the same air I
they
do, but that's about where the
they breathe
similarities are.
and they think, and I'm sure that she feels most of the human emotions. I just I just, we haven't gotten along in past days, just on account of old family drama. But
That's
this week's a week about love, and it's a week about understanding and joining two people forever. And so me and her mom's beef has got nothing to do with this. And the fact that her mom wanted a super 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 Mormon preacher to do this whole ceremony, and instead they got me may be another level of tension. So I'm just going to try and take it all at a really, calm, friendly place of engagement and understanding.
so I was unaware of this. Mickey's family is Mormon.
Oh yeah, Mickey's family is really intensely Mormon.
David's family is as well, are they not?
No, sir, they are Christian. I think they tend to follow Protestant, maybe Methodist
Mic
values.
off.
I'm not sure. Uh, but their whole
Mic
family was
on.
Christian, and the Christian family wanted a Christian pastor for the wedding, and the Mormon family wanted the Mormon pastor for the wedding, and David and Mickey wanted somebody who they actually liked to run their wedding.
Yeah, that's
So,
fair, and it's their call. So
right, precisely, and so they chose me, and I'm non-denominational. Uh, I tend to do more Methodist leanings, and what Methodist means is worship God the way that's fucking yours, and that's their whole sort of philosophy on the matter. But mostly I lie in the middle ground, and I don't go to church every Sunday, and I don't follow the book, super super close to the letter. And I just try to do right by everybody I meet. Uh, but like that's not the Mormon way, and that's not the Christian way exactly. It's the fucking Adam way, and I'm, I am ordained,
new
and I
book,
am
the Book of Adam.
like, it is a meaningful thing to me. It's not like I'm just doing this without reason or without uh, the sort of drive and passion I need to do it. Like I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be fucking great, but it's not what the families wanted. So I'm gonna have to be extra great to make up for that fact.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's like unless they're the type of people that make it all about them, they're just gonna be happy that
Oh,
they're having a good
I'm
time, and
gonna
then it's gonna go well.
withstand comment on that.
Okay, all right. So it may be a bit of a shit show. Hopefully not. These
No,
they've been
I
together
think
for a long time. Those two.
I think
This was
David and
gonna
Mickey's
happen.
families.
I think
I think
everybody
David
knew.
and Mickey's families are going to be super supportive of the whole thing and of the ceremony and of David and Mickey. I got to figure out how long their vows are. Right now, the ceremony I have written is not very long. Contains a few jokes, which I am going to run by them before I tell them at the altar. Uh, so just gonna keep it clean and respectful. Meet up with the couple. Gonna do the wedding rehearsal. It's gonna be hype.
Nice dog. Nice dog. You got anything else going on this week?
I got anything else? Oh well, just all the shit to prepare for it. I gotta buy costume.
Oh shit,
Uh,
yeah. Did you guys do a bachelor party for him
oh, that's happening tonight, which I also have to
tonight?
clean and
Ooh,
organize for
fuck.
at my house. Yes. So, uh, so here the fuck we are, my friends.
Nice.
So yeah. So I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is no, I do not have time to do a podcast by podcast episode with you. What are you, fucking crazy?
Why
Got
would
so
you
much.
even why would you ask this? What do you mean you started recording?
what, do you, what do you mean we've been podcasting for 15 minutes? Oh, goodness gracious.
um, I ain't got much going on.
Right.
I do have a lot today specifically. I'm supposed to play some
Mhm.
League, hate myself because League of Legends is an awful game. But I do it to myself because I'm an awful person. Um,
Right.
yeah, I'm supposed to play with Fire a little later. Um, and I'm actually gonna leave my house for the first time in a while. I was supposed to do it last night, but
Right.
fucker fell asleep on me. So
You said fucker fell asleep on me. You're not talking about yourself, are you?
no, no, no.
No, okay.
I
Just
was
just
like,
ascertaining.
yo, where you at? And he was, and like 2.5 hours later, he was like, fuck, bro, I fell asleep. It's like, dog.
No.
All right, we'll try again tomorrow.
Right.
Um, yeah, yeah. I think maybe we should get to the topic at hand, right? The one we had planned for.
Oh,
The
the
hot
big
movie
topic.
night. Yeah, the hot movie night we had fucking like 3 days ago.
Yeah. So that was a disaster, unmitigated. Uh, an absolute shit show of epic proportions, and I loved every second of it.
It was,
Every
it
second.
was. I thought it was beautiful. Um, it was actually the peak of my life. It's all downhill from here. I can't get higher than what happened. The
Tell them
other,
what you made me watch, Sergio.
I
Tell them.
okay, but but you made me watch something that was worse. I would like to point out. I made him
I,
watch a
I
brand new
did.
Nicolas Cage movie called Willy's Wonderland, which is fucking incredible. It is a Five Nights at Freddy's parody movie.
Hmm.
It's not actually Five Nights at Freddy's, though it bears
Oh
an
no,
intense
no. You
amount of
know, with all
similarities.
the generic, all of the generic equivalents, where
And
like every animatronic is a different animal.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
in the movie, Nick Cage doesn't have any lines, and he
Right.
wages war. And in the description of the movie, it straight up says "wages war" on the
Right.
possessed animatronics. It is fantastic.
Right. Yes. It was some sort of fascinating mixture of two of my favorite categories of movie, which is like 80s B action thriller and 80s teen murder flick. Like they just kind of threw them both into one to double the interestingness, and it worked like a fucking charm. It was it was beautiful. It was terrible. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a bad movie that was just incredible. Um, that was it was like it felt like for me like watching The Evil Dead again. You know,
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
fucking
yeah.
love that the Evil Dead movie was
Classic.
fucking
Oh
fantastic.
yeah.
Um,
With all those sped up camera shots of the guy running across the ground with the
yep,
camera right close to the ground.
yep, Bruce
Oh,
Campbell himself.
you know it's scary when there's a fast moving camera.
Yeah, so that's
That's what
that's
I'm
what
talking
I
about.
had you watch, and we'll talk about that a little more in a minute. But first, I think you've got to tell them what
Okay.
fucking atrocity you put in front
I,
of my eyes, what you
I would
insulted
li-
my face with.
I would like to open with the fact that you started it, but then also know that I did make him watch a Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania mystery, which is a movie that's exactly what it sounds like.
It is a movie. It lasts for an hour and 49 minutes or something.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so let me tell you about Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. It's a movie that isn't good by any of the practical definitions of the word, uh, but boy oh boy do I get a kick out of it every time. So the first thing you need to understand is that wrestling superstar John Cena, boop 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 boop, you know the guy. Uh,
So okay, hold on. Was that your attempt at the
yeah, yes, yeah. I've
monotone?
conversa- I've conversationalized it. So so John Cena he appears throughout the movie, and he follows around the Scooby Doo crew like a fucking puppy dog. And I didn't realize it like when I saw it the first time. But really, every time the mystery gang starts talking about everything, John Cena's like, "Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go somewhere. Let's
He
let's walk around and do some mysteries."
he also half of the time literally pops out of nowhere. Like there was literally a scene where he jumped over like 100-foot cliff, threw a boulder out of the way, and then was like, "What's up, gang?" Like he was one of them.
Right. Like this was a normal thing to be happening on the daily. And every time John Cena shows up on screen, Daphne fucking swoons. She's head over heels. She's got the cheerleader pom pom. She's literally cheering him on.
She
She's
literally has
screaming.
cheerleader pom poms in the movie.
She does, and she just can't get enough of John Cena. She's fucking drooling over John Cena and Fred, who, as many of you may know, my Scooby-Doo aficionados out there, who has quite a long-lasting on and off relationship with Daphne, is not happy about these matters. He seems very upset. He's got this. He's got this. Every time she starts cheering for John Cena, his face drops from the joy he was having at his new camera that he just bought for this mystery. And it just like it drains from his face. You could sit him there staring angrily every time. And eventually he starts making comments like, oh, not this again. Or like, are you serious right now? By the end, you
I,
know,
I would like to point out, though, that this is never actually addressed, other than him making comments and looking pissed off. Like, they just don't. Daphne never
nobody ever.
acknowledges what she's doing. She never is like, sorry, Fred, you don't need to be jealous, because she just wants to fuck John Cena.
She's
Uh,
she's got tunnel vision, bro. She's in it. She's
oh,
in the
absolutely.
game. She
Not
wants
that
that John Cena dick
John
bad.
Cena, John Cena is overpowered to say the least in the movie, but the one thing he does that starts this is he takes off his shirt one time, but like right as they meet, she has no interest in him, nothing. He takes off his shirt, boom, over. That's it. Like
She's
he hadn't
she's
even done
determined to
anything
marry
yet.
this man. She's like long-term relationship. She's writing out her wedding vows.
Yeah.
Like it is bananas. Uh, it absolutely pleases me. I mean, Scooby and Shaggy are WWE super fans, and they end up at the end of the movie. I'm just gonna spoil it. It was bad enough. I don't feel bad about it. Uh, that where Scooby Doo ends up
Wait,
winning a cage
spoiler alert.
match. Spoiler alert. Scooby Doo ends up winning a cage match with a ghost bear, which and wins the WWE belt at the end. Just as any good Scooby Doo movie
Right.
should end, with Scooby receiving all of the accolades and the hardworking teenagers who solved the crime getting nothing.
Not just the hardworking teenagers. The ones who like do most of the work are the wrestlers, like John Cena, Sin Cara, Kane, and
All
uh,
of them. Yeah, the
whatever
Undertaker
Ruby's
is
name,
actually there.
whatever
And
Ruby's name is, and like he just has like real bones as his costume. Like he murdered somebody in like a back alley and just like fucking has their bones on his suit and nobody's acknowledging it.
right. I got to talk about also the Miz, who is a character I had not heard of previous to Scooby Doo, WrestleMania Mystery, and a character who I have now fallen in love with. Uh, the opening scene of the movie opens with a shot of him bold-faced bragging about how great he is. Like without any context or surrounding people. He's not even doing it to convince people how great he is because he's alone on a run. And this open bold-faced bragging pisses off our main antagonist, the Ghost Bear, so bad that the Ghost Bear chases him up a sign and then destroys the sign, sending him hurtling to the ground and breaking every bone in his body. The Miz is then completely disabled for the rest of the movie.
Oh, but don't let that thing don't let that make you think he's not gonna get hurt again, because he several times in the movie just gets fucking trashed by this bear. That just goes so
I,
far out of its way to just fuck with the Miz.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It turned because I mean you've seen Scooby Doo, audience, and it turns out at the end of every fucking Scooby Doo episode that the bad guy is just some dude in a mask, and like that dude in the fucking Ghost Bear outfit must have really fucking hated The Miz because he just kept going back for more. He destroyed his house at one point during the movie, just smashed through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a real mystery. Woo!
Oh,
All right, I'm
fuck.
ready to die now, and I deserve it. So if you could just,
The
like, yeah,
the
if you're
real
doing a wedding, you might as well just do a shotgun one. Just point it at me real quick.
yes. Yes, I'd like to do a shotgun wedding, and I'd like him to be on the receiving end of the shotgun.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh, it's so loud. Why
What
is
is
this
happening?
last so long?
Whoa, you got a fucking razor on the loose? What is it?
It's my
You got a
fucking
fucking
dryer. I
your
always forget
dryer?
that it does that.
It sounds like a fucking. It sounds like you turned a shaver on right next to your fucking
It's just
microphone.
sitting like. No, my dryer has this horrible fucking beep that goes on for like 15 seconds every like
Holy
10
shit!
minutes if I don't open it when it's done.
When my dryer finishes, it sings a song to me, and the song is long. And if you don't open the dryer, it just goes and goes and
that's
goes and goes.
that's funny. That's what I do when I finish.
Hmm. So
No.
uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh. Yep.
I know. I'm
I'm
aware.
gonna
I've heard.
I'm the information has entered my brain and my brain has denied it and deleted it.
Oh, just like the video.
So uh fucking Willy's Wonderland. So Willy's
Ah,
Wonderland,
yes.
I want to talk about that movie too because like My Bad Movie, I've known it for years and years and years. So I could go on and on about all the dumb, stupid ass shit that happens in Scooby-Doo WWE mystery. But Willy's Wonderland, this is a new development. I mean, the FNAF ripoff is a brand new format that is only freshly being explored. Uh, and I think Nick Cage has done mwah, a delightful time.
That is the best way to describe this movie. Just. Mwah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You guys could see the hand gesture. You know, the Italian, the chef
Yeah.
kiss, the mwah. That's how that movie made me feel. Uh, so one thing we need you to understand is Nick Cage doesn't give a fuck about the animatronics. This is a horror movie. The animatronics are mad serial killers. They have killed person after person after person, and Nick Cage gives zero fucks. He gets hired as the janitor, and he cleans that shit out. I just, I mean, like, like Nick Cage goes in the very very beginning, and as soon as you see him start, like he's on the job. Like in all these Five Nights at Freddy's things, you always see this security guard, right? And
Mic
they're
off.
usually like sitting in a fucking room
Mic on.
waiting to get their ass beat, right? But this movie wasn't like that. Fucking he wasn't a security guard. He was a goddamn janitor. And so he went from table to table and he just fucking pumped like his arm was like a cannon that cleaned things. I don't know how else to describe it. Like he was like table by chair by window by picture frame by fucking video game machine just cleaning thing after thing after thing and uh I I don't know what else to say about it. And so while he's cleaning and he's super focused on all of these rote tasks, one by one, the animatronics start trying to assail him and kill him as they would another patron, and he doesn't give a fuck. He stands up and he fucking kills them with his hands. He just beats the fucking tar out of
He
them.
just beats him to death. I would like to note, not a word. Again, he doesn't have a line in the movie. He just grunts sometimes.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't remember any grunts. Oh, wait. I
Yeah.
did hear a. Yeah, no, never mind. There was a grunt.
He no when he's beating him up, he'll go ah like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was beautiful. The kids, the teenage kids, they were the sacrificial lambs. Um, they do all of the classic '80s horror things with the format. So like all the kids make a stupid decision, and for that stupid decision, one by one, they're punished to death, and then there's a single survivor at the end. Nick Cage, I'd like to mention, hooks up with the single survivor. So, uh, really tying all of their plot lines together in one beautiful, ridiculous fucking presentation.
It's still not a word. I don't know how he does all this without a word. I
He
I
really
love this
doesn't.
movie so much for the way it was filmed. Mostly, I think there's so many stupid like he's at one point he writes so the movie opens with basically like it shows two people dying in the fucking Willy's Wonderland, and then it cuts to him driving down the road, and he runs over a spike trap. Um, and he would again like just gets out of the car, doesn't say a word, walks over to the spike trap, grabs it, and puts it in the trunk of it. He just takes it. He just takes the spike trap. It's his now. Such a weird thing to include, but like, yeah, it's a good way. Like that tracks for his character throughout the movie.
Right.
Like he just takes the fucking spike trap,
He
and
cleans up. He
yeah,
cleans up. And everywhere he goes, it's fucking cleaner and safer after he leaves.
he does. He cleans the entire fucking place in like a night, and this place is trash. There's graffiti everywhere. It's like dusty, and everything's just destroyed.
Right, right.
He's,
It must be that all of the previous gore had been cleaned out already by town members, right?
right.
Because I figure if they just threw people in and locked him in there, he would have found more viscera on his journey. But it was like dust and like regular
Yeah.
old decrepit building stuff,
Which
and he was like fixing lights and going through and like unclogging toilets and fucking cleaning all the sinks and mirrors and shit. They do the thing where they like do like the horror movie writing in blood on the mirror when he walks into the
he
bathroom,
just starts
and
cleaning
instead
it.
of investigating, he just goes right towards it, like fucking beeline. No glance to the side, no check the stalls, nothing. He walks right up to the fucking window, and he just cleans that shit right up. Just fucking starts wiping it down, and right before he finishes, the fucking animatronic starts doing some spooky shit again, and he just like sighs, like, I didn't want to have to deal with this till this mirror was clean, and and then he goes and fucking annihilates the animatronic and finishes his cleanup job. God, this fucking guy, man.
Yeah, and he has like 15-minute breaks that there's probably like 6 or 7 of them throughout the fucking film. And no
Right.
matter what he's doing, it doesn't matter what he is doing. He will stop and go and take the break. There's a moment in the film where like one of the animatronic chameleon is like attacking the main
The
female
girl.
character. Yeah,
Right.
and he walks up with his fists ready to like Nick Cage is ready to fucking go, and then his watch goes off for his fucking break, and then
For
he
his
just
15-minute break.
he puts down his fists, pulls out a pocket knife that he had stolen from the female protagonist, gives it to her, and just goes on break. He just leaves her to fend for herself. It's fucking
He,
incredible. He
he's
just
a, he's
leaves.
he's a simple man, and I think the reason he's able to beat the animatronics so well is because he's more of an animal and more of a machine than any of them could ever be. You know what I mean? Like he just his savagery is absolute, and his workmanship is like clockwork.
No, absolutely. He's just they're not a match for him. Like they're killing people for presumably years, right?
Right, right.
And
This
they
is
are
this is this is
no
presumably
fucking match for him. He like beats them to death with his bare hands with minimal effort.
it is
Like
they every once in a while they'll get him. They'll like throw him against a wall, or they'll scratch his face, or they'll scratch his gut open or something, and he just fucking duct tapes it closed, which like I totally get in like a combat scenario. That's a good way to keep everything fucking locked up and tight. But he just has further and further increasing layers of duct tape as he just cleans up, puts up a new shirt, keeps on his fucking job, and then when the next animatronic comes, he does it all over again.
he basically only has one facial expression through the entire movie, which is just like imagine monotone as a facial expression. It's just straight. He doesn't give a fuck about anything that's going on, with the exception of one time. The first animatronic to attack him is an ostrich, um, and when it walks up behind him, he just turns around like he was ready for this, but he didn't want to deal with it. With like
Right.
just the straightest look on his face, and he kind of just like hits it with his mop a couple of times, and you see the neck jiggle of the fucking ostrich animatronic,
Hmm.
and then it goes, "I'm gonna like eat your face and feast on your soul" or something,
Right.
and it starts attacking him, and he's knocking it aside, and it
He's
like cuts his
he's using
face.
his broom.
Yeah,
He's just like deflecting the blows.
it then cuts his face, and he just smiles. He just grins like, "Oh yeah, now we're getting into it." He
Oh,
breaks the fucking
now it's self-defense.
he breaks the mop in half and just beats this fucking ostrich to death immediately.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fucking kung fu movie style too. The ostrich keeps trying to like, like take blows and like make attacks to fucking stop this unstoppable janitor, and the blows just keep coming and they just don't stop, and it's just boom, 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 like the fucking machine he is. Uh and yeah, he absolutely decimates like all of these fucking animatronics, and he's drinking this soda the whole time, this fucking grape soda.
You were just
And
you were trying to identify the entire movie what this was.
okay, I would like to note, I want to say some story things about that soda that I didn't say when I was losing my shit about it. So the sodas, they've got this like, it's like grape punch or something, or like grape fizz, or whatever the fuck it's called, and it's this purple soda, and every single time he takes a break, he slams an entire one of those sodas, crushes it up, throws it in the trash can. It's a really, really good storytelling device that signifies forward motion in a creative and interesting and signature way. But there's some quote on the front of the can, and listeners, you'll have to go see it for yourself because I can't remember what the fuck it was. But they
Mic
don't
off.
show the quote on the can
Mic
until
on.
he's ready to whip the final animatronic's ass. And it was fucking golden. Like, it waited until the climax of the movie when he was gonna have to try his hardest before it showed this like fucking something about caffeine that'll kick your ass or something like that. And it was a really beautiful reveal right at a key time in the movie, right when I was desperately looking to try and figure out what the can said, and it all really just came together for me.
I would like to note also he does use the cans and the broom, the mop handles as his final weapons. He puts the cans
Yes.
in a bag, tapes the mop handles together, and then beats the fuck out of Willy the Weasel.
Hmm. Our signature character who had beaten him in a previous battle, and he was ready for his final confrontation, for this time for real.
Yeah. Just a solid movie all around. One of my favorite movies immediately. I love this film. I've seen it probably like 5 times, and it came out like a week ago. It's glorious in every sense of the word. I love that movie. It's so good.
Right. Yeah, man. I agree. I totally agree. I think that was a fucking superb movie, and that was a fucking a not superb movie that I enjoyed immensely that I played after. Uh,
Yeah, I think
I
we
hope.
gotta talk about Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania now.
Yeah, I mean, I've already gushed so much about it. What's there to say? I mean,
I would like to just note a few things, and we keep
okay.
saying I would like to note. We're gonna have a counter for that or something. For that one
Look,
phrase.
I don't think anybody's fucking taking notes about it.
Oh, I am. I got a whole notebook here. I've gone through
He's got
like
a
3 of them
counter.
already, actually. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
We're talking like college rule, 160 pages each. So,
Well,
um,
that's a lot of notes.
yeah, it's a lot of notes. Yeah.
Now, are all of these notes just about the podcast, or do you have WrestleMania mystery notes in there too?
They're all about the podcast, actually. Yeah, yeah. It's
I see.
every time we say I would like to note, I write it down, and that's
I see.
that's taken up 3 of those.
Now, do you write the statement that follows, or is it just like a college-ruled notebook filled with "I would like to note, I 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 would like to note"?
The latter. It is just a college whole notebook that just is I would like to note over and over and over again. And I'm not doing I would like to note and then the next line down I would like to note. I'm doing it like
I
just
like
I
to
would like to
imagine.
note over and over again.
I like to imagine a situation. You've got a girlfriend that comes over, and they're settling in and seeing your place for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, this is lovely." And you're like, "Oh yeah, just hang out for a second. I gotta use the bathroom." You go run to the bathroom, and she's just kind of looking around, and she picks up the notebook and just like opens it up and goes, "Ah, fuck," and then like puts the notebook back and walks out the door before you leave the bathroom. The the shit, this crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, and I run after her. I would like to note I am not crazy. I just
Yeah, yeah.
record every
You,
time I say this phrase.
that's what you try to say, but because you're so nervous about it, you stumble over yourself. I'd like to know. I'd like to know. I'd like to know.
And then I gotta
And
write it down before I can chase after her, so I don't forget how many
right,
times I said it.
that's right.
um,
Oh fuck.
but in Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania, like we said, John Cena follows around the gang like a puppy dog. He really just is there all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, there's a scene where he gets like knocked out, and he gets knocked
I
out,
forgot.
starts
I
snoring
forgot.
like he's just regularly asleep, and Scooby and Shaggy ride him like he's a raft. Why is John Cena so fucking buoyant?
I would
Isn't the
like to
man
know.
like
I would like to know.
fucking
They
95% muscle? He's so dense. Like
they were deep, deep, deep in a cave during this fight. He gets his ass knocked out from behind by a fucking ghost bear, right? This ghost bear, absolutely with all of the tons of force a ghost bear can muster, just absolutely blams him in the back of the head. He doesn't see it coming, knocks his ass out. He starts snoring, and the Scooby Doo gang get up to some shit and blow open the top of the cave, and the whole fucking thing starts to flood. So there's rushing water coming in from holes, threatening to drown them all. And Scooby and Shaggy grab him by his fucking arms and ride his ass out of there. It
which
was mad.
they start to fall off a waterfall. John Cena wakes up mid-fall and without missing a beat grabs the fucking bear. And just fucking yeets him. Just like fucking throws him midair. He just wakes up, doesn't think about it. An objective was already there in his head.
He's like, I think he woke up, he saw the bear, he saw he was falling, and said, I don't want to land close to this bear.
He just throws him aside.
Yeah.
That movie was. I
He
liked it.
doesn't
I liked
he
it
doesn't
because it was a
question
fever
why he
dream.
was he doesn't question why he was falling after they swim out of that pool either. They get to the bottom of the waterfall and they all land in the lake and swim to the beach. And fucking John Cena just continues the conversation as if he had never been knocked unconscious, nor ridden as a raft, nor just fallen like 800 feet from a cold sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't acknowledge so much shit in that movie.
and then
So much
is
shit.
immediately down for more mystery solving after. Like,
Yeah, seriously. He to this day he's still with them. He's
we got to
just
talk
in
about
the van.
we got to talk about the stone cold bitch, the defense lady of WWE
Oh
City,
right,
the
whatever her name
security,
was.
the head of security. Yeah, I think she must be a character in like the WWE sort of canon.
Here
She's
we
like
can
the
find out her name and I can look her up real quick while you're talking about
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. But basically, she's the head of security here in WWE City, the place where our whole WrestleMania mystery takes place. And she's a stone cold bitch. She's fucking irritable that people are here. She's irritable that she has to do the work in order to manage the situation and put together this ghost bear threat. We feel she must be pretty intensely worried about this ghost bear on account of the fact that the first time it comes up in conversation, she whips around and presses
Oh
a button on a
yeah.
remote And there's all this like evidence like that lights up on her screen. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't search for it or go, 1 second, okay, got it. She goes, boom, this is what the ghost bear attack looks like. This is what time it was. Like she had a whole fucking prepared presentation on all of the problems they were having with the ghost bear. And she didn't even know the Scooby-Doo crew were fucking coming today.
Yeah, no, she for real. And like when they showed up, they're like, "We don't need these kids. Look at all our problems." Like, looks around and just shows them, like, "See, we don't
Right,
need your help. Look at the
right,
shit we can't handle."
right. Yep. It turns out Scooby-Doo did a dance for a video game that was a secret, subconscious uh, training, like sleeper agent training operation for the purpose of dodging through WWE security lasers and opening the vault containing the diamond and jewel encrusted WWE Championship belt. It is over the top. It does all of the things that you shouldn't do as a writer because it's fucking WWE. So they're going to do every cool thing one after another in a row. And there's nothing you could do to stop us. And I think there's a beauty to that. I think that's freedom. I think that's America.
That's this movie is just America in a movie.
It is, though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh my god. This movie was an absolute fever dream, and I loved it. Because I have an addiction to watching bad things.
Oh, fuck. We didn't even talk about Sin Cara.
Oh, Sin Cara, who doesn't communicate in any other way other than dancing. And John Cena is always like,
Dramatic
"You're right,
poses
Sin
and like
Cara.
luchador flips.
We do need to do something about this."
Every time Sin Cara, every time they're having a conversation, Sin Cara wants to try to help, but Sin Cara doesn't talk through his fucking luchador mask. And so Sin Cara just does these wild fucking poses and gestures, and John Cena just starts talking every time it happens. And John Cena is just like translating these absolutely fucking nonsense language that Sin Cara has created using his muscles and flips, and John Cena's just translating every part of it about Sin Cara's deep family history with bear fighting and fucking talking about like all of the, I don't know, it was absolutely bananas, and I feel like John Cena was making it up. That Sin Cara was just here having a good time, and John Cena was just narrating to tickle himself.
Sin Cara's on acid the entire time. He has no idea what's going on, and John
I'm
Cena's just.
I'm I'm certain Sin Cara was on acid the entire time. Somebody said, "Fuck, I need a magnet," and Sin Cara just whips one
He
out of
really
his
just.
wrestler pants. He just like,
John Cena's like, "That's a luchador for you. Always prepared for anything." Like, what would have happened if they were like, "We need a gun"? Would he have just like whipped out like a fucking AR-15?
fuck. He probably would have whipped out like a fucking trebuchet. Jesus.
That's a catapult.
Fuck. Yeah, and they had a whole bunch of names on there. I couldn't possibly tell you all of them. They had the dickhead in charge of WWE in there,
Mr.
and he
McMahon, Vince
Mr.
McMahon,
Mc, Mc,
McMahon. I don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but he's a
yeah,
douchebag, so it doesn't matter. I can fuck up his name all I want.
yeah. So the McMahon,
It sound like he's a
he's
murderer.
kind of he's he's a dickhead. He's a huge dickhead in real life. He's a real asshole. He treats the wrestlers poorly. The way that he manages the whole thing is fucked up, and it's greedy and it's shitty. And in the movie, he plays this fucking suave, like cool cat type character that is dearly loved for no reason by every character, and it's clear his money influenced.
Oh
Like
no, absolutely, yeah. It's
I,
like he was
I'm
like,
sure
"This needs to be in this movie," you know.
I'm sure McMahon he really like, I think he must have paid for the whole thing, right? It was just a more WrestleMania property for him to fucking scoop money in
Yeah,
from.
he funded the entire movie. That wouldn't surprise. Like, with his own personal money, that dude is like worth like billions or some
Hmm.
bullshit.
Yeah, and he's always looking to scrape more money together. So, yeah. So fuck that guy. But I love that movie. Mr. McMahon, if you're listening to this, fuck you. Stop. Also, excellent movie making, man.
He's,
That was a good thing you put together. I
he's,
really enjoyed it. It's deep and personal to me.
you're gonna have offended him, and he's gonna be like, "That's it, you, me, in the ring, cage
if I,
match." That's
if
how he
I
solves
gotta
everything. Scooby is
if I
like,
gotta if I
I'm
got a
sorry, go ahead.
one-on-one cage match with Mac Mahan, like I'm hiding some fucking weights in my gloves. Like I'm gonna fucking like disable that man
Dude
and
is
be like,
jacked too. If you have you ever seen him?
I know, he's probably gonna fucking kill me in there. So I'm gonna put some damage in first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then no, it's wrestling. So like you start destroying him, and then I'll come out of nowhere with a fucking chair.
right. Right. Or even he starts destroying me and you run in behind him and like, like break the shit over his head. And he like whips around to grab you and you duck and I like jump on his back and grab his neck and you start laying the punches in his gut. That good WWE shit.
Also, there's the reason Scooby is wrestling in the first place is because he is like hypnotized into stealing the fucking the
Right.
belt, and
He's a criminal and not just a criminal, a grand criminal. Like a huge amount of money that this dog has been fucking framed for.
right, and then to clear his name, the way to clear his name is for him and Shaggy to fight Kane in the
Yes,
ring. And if they
the
win,
Undertaker.
he's innocent, which is such a
Right.
dumb way to go about it, by the way. But
It
like,
it it is WrestleMania law. If you fight somebody good enough, you're innocent. So it's cool. It's cool. Well, I guess maybe it's specifically the Undertaker. What if everybody has to fight the Undertaker in order to be proven innocent? Like it's not just some cage match they set up for Scooby and Shaggy, but like they regularly feed petty criminals to the Undertaker. You know what I mean?
yeah, I did. By the way, I did say when the movie started, oh, it's the Undertaker, but Kane and the Undertaker are actually two different people. They're brothers.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I was running under the assumption that they were the same guy this
No,
whole
no, no.
time.
They are two different people.
And was that Kane or the Undertaker?
That was Kane. The Kane was the one in the movie. The Undertaker is retired apparently.
Oh, he doesn't work
As of,
anymore.
oh wow, as recently, June 21st, 2020.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Undertaker, you were a good fucking villain. High five. You've had a hell of a career. I hope all the blows were worth it, man.
Oh, their wrestlers are so fucked after their careers, dude.
Oh yeah.
Their bodies are trashed.
Oh yeah.
That's like being a
Oh yeah.
fucking football player.
But they had fun along the way, so smoke a lot of weed. Yes, sir, yes,
1990
sir.
to 2020. Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
The
So
30-year
it
career
really,
in wrestling.
I've had a lovely time discussing with you, but as I said earlier, I've got a terrifically busy day, and I want to be like dressed and out this fucking door in like 10 minutes. I've been nursing this coffee over the course of the podcast. It's almost done now. Feels good. And oh God, those movies were such a good time, man.
It was a solid time. And we're gonna do it again. So,
Right.
with two
Oh,
different
one more
movies.
thing before I go.
Yeah.
I am in a relationship now. So
Oh, right, with Missy. Yeah.
that's right, absolutely. Missy even listens to this podcast. If you're listening, Missy, hi.
Hey, yo, what up,
If
dog?
you, hey, yo, what up? If you're not listening, sorry, if you're not listening,
If you're not missing, oh.
oh, if you're not listening, I understand. The last episode was kind of a fucking bummer. So.
Oh yeah, no. But
It's all good. It's catharsis for us. It's entertainment for you. Oh, fuck y'all. This has been Podcast by Podcast.